My next guest is going to be taking on Luke Sanders coming up here at UFC Fight Night on November 28th. It is Nathan Maness back here on the program. Nate, how's it going, man?
Man, I can't complain. Everything's going really well since the last fight. We're putting together a strong training camp for this one. Look to put on a show.
Yes, and a great opponent. We were just talking about this off air, Luke Sanders. How excited were you when you found out you'd be fighting him?
I knew a little bit about him. I know he's from Nashville, so it's pretty close to me, 2 hours. So I got to watch a little bit of film. He seems like he likes to strike. I'm sure his wrestling's good, but he likes to go out there and throw. That plays into what I want to do. You know, I want to put on a show, and I didn't really get a chance to do that in my last fight.
And not only that, it's going to be at bantamweight, which is, your natural weight class. Last fight, I mean, it was, opponent switch up, and then you had to, fight a little bit higher. So you must be happy, like, A, you get a full camp, and B, like, you're fighting at your natural weight class where you're at your best.
Yeah, and, I got a big size advantage, at 135. I think I have 5 inches of reach and height. So, that's always going to play a part in getting down to 35. Yeah. Like I said, the styles match up. I think we can put on a really good show. Maybe fight of the night. We can get out there and throw at each other. Mm-hmm. And, I'm glad to make a statement at 135 now. I can put 45 behind me and start just competing in that one class.
When did you find out about this fight? Because actually, at the time of recording this, it's not like public knowledge yet. I know, obviously you signed the bout agreement and then you sort of wait for it to get out. But when did you? How much notice have you had for this fight?
2 weeks ago. So I think it was 4 weeks altogether.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, not ideal, but 4 weeks is better than a week, right? So you take what you can get in the UFC, which is awesome. We already talked about the style matchup there. Obviously, really exciting fight from what you've seen. I was going to ask you about the layoff, though. You've been pretty active over the last couple of years, and Luke hasn't actually fought since February of 2019. Do you think that'll play a role in the fight, or do you not believe in cage rest?
I don't necessarily believe in cage rest. I think you can reinvent yourself, in that amount of time. It's kind of hard to look through, his fights and really decide how he's going to be. Is he going to be like that? Has he added some new things to his toolbox, So that's the only thing that's a concern. I won't even really call it a concern. That's just something that you think about.
Yeah, no, I agree. Training camp, how's that looking? Have you structured things? Anything new, or is it just business as usual in terms of training camp?
Well, I've taken off work since my last fight.
Oh, you did? Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been hitting 2-a-days at the minimum. So we've put in a lot of work. I just had a teammate fight in October. So I've pretty much been in camp with him that whole time, straight into my camp. So we've been training 8 to 10 weeks real hard. So everything's going well.
Congratulations, man. I know we had talked about that the last interview. You were like, I'm thinking of leaving the job. So it's all kind of worked out, right? You can go all in on the fighting career.
Yeah, everything's working out right now. Just continue to win, keep the money, where it needs to be. You can't go out here and lose or have 6-7 month layoffs, but I'm ready to stay active. So as long as they keep me fighting, that's going to be the plan.
And you don't really live like a lavish lifestyle. You're not out buying cars and things like that. Like you're pretty, it's all about the fight. And if that means, the lifestyle's got to be a little bit toned down or whatever, like it's, you can make it work is what you're saying with your fight purses and I'm sure some sponsors as well, right?
Yeah, I got some sponsors, and my wife, she took a month off, but she wants to work, she wants to make her own money, so she's still bringing in something too. So it's really
a team effort, man. I love it. I think that's awesome. And you sort of told me before too that like with your work, like they understood like, hey, you wanted to pursue this career, you wanted to go all in. Like if you ever needed to go back or at least do that profession, it wouldn't be like too difficult, right? It's kind of what you were telling me before.
Yeah, man, they could throw me in if I needed to do some weekends here and there, just to work around my schedule. They're really great guys. They sponsor me too. So, I'll always have a spot there.
Fantastic. Who have been some of the guys you've been getting to work with as far as training partners leading up to this fight? You mentioned a teammate who fought recently.
Joel Bennett. He actually fought for a local show, Hard Rock MMA.
I know Hard Rock, yeah.
Yeah, he got a TKO in the second round. So we've been putting in a lot of work together. He's off work right now too, so we're grinding. Bobby Emmons, who's a black belt, fixing to compete on the EBI stage. He
excellent.
Actually day after me. So, we're getting in hard rounds all the time. It's always better to have someone suffering with you during this weight cut.
Yes, no, for sure. And I'm sure, too, if you have a teammate who's also competing around the same time, it's like you guys are kind of on the same schedule. So in some ways, it's a little bit easier because you guys are kind of peaking at the same time, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. And it gives you somebody to talk to, meal prepping and stuff like that. What's working for you, what's working for me. We've really been bouncing ideas off each other and, of course, training hard. So it's been working out.
That's good. Do you use the UFC's trifecta thing where they send the meals to you, or do you do your own meals?
I use it the week of quarantine. Once I get down,
see. Okay.
Fly off there. But, I make my own stuff here.
Oh, good stuff. Well, that's good. How's the weight cut going to 35? I mean, like I said, 4 weeks, probably not too bad of a cut.
Yeah, I've lost about 10 pounds already. I was about 58. And I'm about 48 this morning, so it's coming off. you know, I can sweat from 45, 46. So, I mean, it's really not too bad.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. How, who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Joel Bennett, my buddy that I've been training with here a lot. Brad Cummings, as always. And I got a buddy in Alabama who actually started fighting with me 10 years ago. He's going to be in my corner for this, and I'm going to bring him in.
Nice. That must be cool for him to see how far you've come and make it to the UFC.
Yeah, and he's still training there. He fought a couple times as an amateur, but, he's always been a big supporter of mine. Tyler Camry, if I didn't mention his name, he'll be on me about it. So, yeah, man, I'm going to bring them two guys with me this time, try to give them the experience, and they know they're fighting too, so it'll be a good experience.
How's this fight playing out on November 28th?
I'm going to put him out.
Awesome. It's simple as that. It's just like, yeah, we're putting him out. Doesn't matter what round. It's going to happen.
We can throw for 14 minutes or we can throw for a minute, but I'm going to catch him at some point.
Obviously, big fight here against Luke Sanders. A win, especially in the bantamweight division. Where do you think that puts you? And kind of a double question here. Is the plan to keep active stay on short notice, or are you looking more towards next year and enjoy the holidays?
Yeah, I could do a short notice. I don't really expect them. It's been 3 months. I kind of expect maybe January or February coming off a win or a loss. But, yeah, man, I think it puts me in range. He's had 6 UFC fights. He just beat Renan Barão a couple years ago. That was his last fight. I think it's a step up. If I beat him, I would expect maybe a top 15, at least getting real close to it. Maybe a Nathaniel Wood or somebody like that, a Casey Kinney. Guys that are right there on that 15 level spot, 15 to 20. So, yeah.
Now, someone who I've covered throughout most of my career, someone you actually fought, is Jesse Arnett, and I saw that he picked up a win the other week, and I saw there's a little bit of respect there. Do you still keep in touch with Jesse? Because I saw you, post something on Instagram about it. I know he has a lot of respect for you, obviously.
Yeah, man. We talk quite a bit. He'll send me just a random message, and we'll talk about the fight coming up, or just really anything going on with the world. I tuned in and watched his fight, man. He looked great. I think we're the friends you make in this sport, man. Whether you fight or you just meet them by happenstance, but yeah, man, he's my buddy. I always try to support him.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'd love to see Jesse make that jump as well to the UFC like yourself. It'd be interesting to see how he does. I know he's a little bit older. UFC kind of doesn't look for that, but we'll see. Keeps getting wins like he did last weekend or whatever, a couple weekends ago. Definitely going to happen there. So I thought that was cool. I gave you props because I thought that was kind of neat that you guys still keep in touch and everything, which is awesome. But Nate, really want to thank you for the time, man. Always a pleasure. Just to remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, Nate Mayhem on Instagram. My Facebook's Nate Maness. I got Snapchat, Mayhem Maness 1. I'd like to thank some of my sponsors. I'd like to thank my wife. Without God, none of this is possible. I'd like to thank B&N Construction, Max Custom Completions, Baker Chiropractic, Ape Ethics, Great North Supplements, Team Lynn, M&M Residential Services, Merle Painting, Willett Landscapes, Nachos Grill. I support all y'all, helping me out, making sure that all I have to do is fight and worry about my weight cutting and training. I appreciate you guys.